Hello once again, everyone, and welcome to today's game, a consolation matchup between the United States Marine Corps women's team and the United States Air Force women's team. This in the 2019 Armed Forces Men and Women's Basketball Championships. At this time, let's meet the starting lineup for the United States Marines. From Marietta, Georgia, stationed at Marine Corps Base Okinawa, 5'7" guard, Zutoria Cook. From Rockford, Illinois, stationed at Camp Lejeune, North Carolina, 5'5" guard, Capri McGowan. From Oxford, New York, stationed at Marine Corps Air Station Cherry Point, North Carolina, 5'8" guard, Alicia Crawford. From Milton, Florida, stationed at Marine Corps Base in Okinawa, 5'8" forward, Veronica French. And from Willingboro, New Jersey, stationed at Camp Lejeune, 6' center, Vanessa Davenport. Head coach for the United States Marine Corps, Jeff Gibson. Now let's meet your starting five for the United States Air Force. From Houston, Texas, stationed at Travis Air Force Base, 5'6" guard, Cinnamon Cava. From Hinesville, Georgia, stationed at Robbins Air Force Base, 5'10" guard, Jermaine Clark. From Rumson, New Jersey, stationed at Eglin Air Force Base, 5'7" guard, Stephanie Isaacs. From Las Vegas, Nevada, stationed at Mississauga Air Base, 5'10" wing post player, Hannah Tatum. And from Bainbridge, Ohio, stationed at Dyess Air Force Base, 6' wing post player, Charlene Zielinski. Head coach for the United States Air Force, Sherman Vernon. Our officials for today's game, Ms. Lauren Niemira, Ms. Victoria Francis, and Ms. Jenna Renault. There you have it, the starting lineups for today's game, consolation game here in the women's division, United States Marine Corps, going against the United States Air Force. Both teams with 1-5 records, so it's number 3 and number 4 playing each other. Here for the consolation rights, bragging rights, if you will, lack of better description. So ready to get things started out at center court. That's going to be Vanessa Davenport for the Marine Corps and Charlene Zielinski for the Air Force. Ready to jump it off. There's the toss. This game is underway. Ball comes out of bounds. It will be Air Force's ball. They'll have first possession of this consolation matchup. They will be going from left to right. And right away, Marine Corps tied on the pressure. Inbound, Cava over to the right side. Jump shot by Tatum, no good. Rebound, Marines. Zatoya Cook out to Crawford. 3-point shot, it's no good. Rebound, Air Force. Charmaine Clark gets it down. Cinnamon Cava, short jumper, no good. Rebound Cook. They'll run the other way. Left-handed layup off the glass, high up, down and it goes. 2-0 Marine Corps. Marines pressing. Cava being guarded by Cook. Comes up the left side. Down in the corner to Zielinski. She'll drive baseline. Little right-hander stab shot, no good. Rebound that time, Tatum. She's tied up. It'll be jump ball. Possession arrow, Marine Corps. Zatoya Cook, who played a year at Georgia Tech, stationed in Okinawa, calls home Marietta, Georgia. She'll drive all the way to the left side, guarded by Tatum, blocked by Tatum. Tatum takes it, kicks it out to Cava. Air Force comes back the other way. Over to Stephanie Isaacs now. Pass over to Clark, she'll pull up, free throw line, puts up the jump shot, no good. Coming away with the rebound, Zatoya Cook. And a foul midcourt. That foul is going to be on Charlene Zielinski, her first, team's first. Zielinski, interesting background. She's a C-130 crew chief, so she spends a lot of time in the air, both in and around the basketball court as well as with her military occupation. And an illegal screen set up that time by Veronica French. Veronica French kind of saying, what, me? How did that happen? Don't know how that happened. Veronica French, one of the experienced players out on the court. She played at the Naval Academy. Right side, Cava. Cava will lose it. Goes over to Cook, down the court to Crawford. Layup by Crawford. Fast break, well done. Count it, 4-0 Marines. Ball to Isaacs, left side. Isaacs coming back up. High on the outside. Back over to Cava. Cava pulls up, free throw line, right side, puts up the shot, no good. Tatum on the rebound. Put back by Tatum, it's no good. Grabbed by French, gives it off to Cook.
Double drag.
Drive by Cook on the right side, whistle on the play. And that foul is going to be against Cinnamon Cava. Cava's first personal foul. Team's second. Marine Corps ball under their own basket. Crawford on the inbound. Into French. Kicks it back out to Johnson. She'll put up a little runner off the right side. No good. And a foul on the play.
Come here, both of you. Hey, George.
That foul is going to be against Zielinski, and Zielinski very quickly picks up her second personal foul. 2.5 minutes gone in this ball game. And Charlene Zielinski has 2 personal fouls. Is to the line right now. Aisha Johnson from Killeen, Texas, hits the first shot. She's a motor mechanic. Stationed at Marine Corps Base, Okinawa. Played a couple of years at North Carolina Central. And she'll miss on the second shot. 5-0 right now. Marines out in front of the Air Force. Consolation matchup between the 3rd and 4th place teams after a double round robin format. Drive, shot goes up that time by Cava. Whistle on the play. And that foul is going to be against Veronica French. 2 shots for Cava. She'll go to the line. Cinnamon Cava averages 14 points per contest. Puts up the first shot. It's good. And she's got a total of 19 assists throughout this tournament. Averages 30 minutes a game. and really is much of the thrust behind the offense, if you will, for the Air Force women's. Makes good on the second shot. It's a 5-2 ball game. Marines by 3. 7:06 first quarter remaining. And walking with the ball is Aisha Johnson. Turnover, Marine Corps.
Get her.
Courtney Sands in the game right now. Gives it off to Isaac, comes up the right side. Guarded by McGowan. Isaacs drives left side, puts up the layup, it's good. Started on the right, went all the way around to the left, found a little seam on the lane, drove in and made good on the layup. 5-4, Marines lead by 1. Drive out on the right side by Cook, kicks it out to Johnson. Shot, free throw line extended. Comes off, no good. And a tie-up between Isaacs and Crawford. Jump ball. Possession arrow. Air Force. Naomi Green into the game. Zatoria Cook comes out.
Capri, switch. Switch. Next time down.
McGowan guarding Isaacs. Crosses the timeline.
No!
Right side, Cava. Cava's alone. She'll drive in. Blocked shot that time. Nice job by Johnson. Back the other way come the Marines. Naomi Green, left side. Looks in, drives around Tatum, kicks out to the free throw line. There's Johnson. Johnson will drive, puts it up, no good. Gets 1 rebound, gets a 2nd rebound. Kicks it out right now to Green. 3-point attempt, counted, it's good. 8-4, Marines take a 4-point lead. 5:55 remaining. First quarter of play.
Mercedes, get on her. Help. Give her help. Back up, Jay. Hey, Trinity.
Cinnamon Cava, high on the left side. We'll bring it to the right side. And to Clark. Little spin move. 9-footer turnaround jumper, nicely done that time by Charmaine Clark. 8-6. Naomi Green back down the other way. Marines lead by 2. Little dump pass down low, nicely done. Nice finish that time by Mercedes Suarez.
Pressure. Stop switching.
Sands will come back up the other way. Kicks it all the way out to Clark, left side. 10-footer, she'll miss. Rebound, Suarez.
Drag.
Naomi Green, far left side. Naomi Green guarded by Cinnamon Cava. Naomi Green will dribble to the right side. Good defense by Cava. Green will put it up, but she's got herself a 2-point shot. 17-footer just inside the arc. Cava was there with the defense, but credit Green. Got nothing but net. 12-6 is the score. Marines lead by 6. Table reverse. Green guarding Cava. Left side. Stephanie Isaacs. She'll drive. Tries to put it up. She had it knocked to the floor. That foul was on Capri McGowan. And to the line goes Stephanie Isaacs. Isaacs played at Coastal Carolina University. Graduated from Rumson Fairhaven Regional High School. That's up in Rumson, New Jersey. Isaac hits the first shot. It's good. And when she's not on the basketball court, she's a medic in the Air Force, stationed at Eglin Air Force Base. Playing in her very first Armed Forces women's basketball tournament with the Air Force team. Hits the second shot. It's 12-8 now. 12-8, Marines lead by 4. Drive on the right side by Green. Goes baseline. Good collapse by the defense that time. No place to go by Green except back out again. She'll put up the shot again behind the arc. No good. Ripping it away. Rebound. Clark. Back down the other way to Isaacs. Guarded by Crawford. And Stephanie Isaacs lays it in. 12-10. 2-point ball game. Lead by the Marines. Trimmed to 2. And timeout on the floor called by the Marine Corps. with 3:40 remaining in the first quarter. Score stands Marines 12, Air Force 10. We talked about thanks in this game to the Big Sky Conference. We also want to say thank you to the supervisor and coordinator of the women's officials, Tommy Balsenmeyer, who's been with us every game, working with these officials and keeping everything sharp and on the money with our officials throughout the course of this tournament. Marine Corps ball inbounds it right in front of us, and taking it away very quickly is St. Cyr, Jessica St. Cyr, into the game. She works in physical therapy with the Air Force. Wants to go into sports management, so she told us. Dribbles across the lane, kicks it out. Sons, shot by Sons, no good. Rebound Billups, Marine Corps. They'll run back the other way. Green gives it out to Brittany Porter. Back to Green in the corner. And she's got it stripped. Taken away that time by Tatum. And Tatum loses it. Under pressure, ball goes out of bounds. Air Force turns it over. 12-10 the score, 2:59 remaining, first quarter.
Go back court. Come here. Crawfie.
Chelsea Johnson in the game right now
Go.
for the Air Force,
Two.
guarding Naomi Green. Good ball screen that time. Dish down underneath, shot goes up. Nicely done by Adriana Billups. And a foul on the play by Hannah Tatum. Before the shot though. So don't count the points. On the floor, as they like to say. Drive down the left side. Shot goes up by Suarez. Hits the side of the basket. No good. St. Cyr comes away with it. Kicks it up to Johnson. Johnson looking at a three-pointer. Doesn't take it. Gives up to Hannah Tatum. She'll take a long shot just inside the arc. It's no good. Billups with the rebound. Kicks it out to Green. They'll come back the other way.
Give her one.
Left side. Down low goes Green. Around one. Lays it off the glass. It is good.
Hey, we are not putting
Nice drive by Naomi Green. 14-10 is the score.
put pressure. We're not bang.
Sons. She'll dribble right side around Crawford. She'll find her way to the hoop. No shot, however. And a push on the play. So that happened. Foul committed that time against Brittany Porter. Before the shot. Into the game, Madge Ross. She'll inbound the ball. Madge Ross for the Air Force. For the Marines, out of the game comes Crawford, and in the game goes Veronica French. Chelsea Johnson, guarded by Green. Over to Ross. Ross will drive the left side. She gets tied up, she'll lose it. Turns it over. The pass down court intercepted by St. Cyr. So they just trade balls back and forth. Now the Marine Corps takes it away from St. Cyr. They're going to come back the other way. Ragtag possession. No other way to call that particular one. As Naomi Green has it. Goes over to the right side. Kicks it over to Veronica French. She'll drive left side. She'll dump it down to Suarez, who puts in the soft 9-footer. 16-10 is the score. Ross on the right side. Comes left into the lane, looking for a shot, can't find it. Gives away to Johnson, kicks it out to Sons, left corner. Sons, pull-up jumper. Bounces in, bounces out. Rebound Green that time. Marines come back the otch way. Right corner, French she'll drive the baseline. Throws it out, and Chelsea Johnson takes it away. Long pass down court. attempted layup by Ross, and she's fouled on the play. So Madge Ross will go to the free throw line. The 5'8" guard from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, was the team captain at Swarthmore, 28 years of age, playing in her first Armed Forces tournament. Been in the Air Force now for 3 years. Excuse me, been in the Air Force for 6 years, still playing in her first tournament. And makes good on her first attempt. Ross, by the way, when she's not on the court, is a missileer. That's someone who works with missiles. Can't go much beyond that. Here comes French, down the court. She'll drive, lane on the right side, puts it up, no good. Rebound that time by Billups. Billups will put it back, count it, 18-12. Marine Corps, 6-point lead. 15 seconds remaining, first quarter. Madge Ross, right side. She'll take it to the hoop, lay it up, no good. And a foul on the play. That foul is going to go against Mercedes Suarez, who went to high school at Wilson High School. That's up on Nebraska Avenue in Washington, D.C. And she was all-conference player there, was Suarez. Now sends Madge Ross back to the line. And Ross makes good on the first shot. Had a good conversation with Madge Ross's parents the other day, who came in to watch their daughter play. And we've had good conversations with a number of parents who have followed their son or their daughter to watch them play for the respective service teams. So good event here. Very nice event at Naval Station Mayport, Jacksonville. Shot right side, that time by Porter, no good. Time expires. And we come to the end of the first quarter. So at the end of the first quarter, the score stands Marine Corps 18, Air Force 13. Take a quick look at the numbers. Leading scorer right now, Stephanie Isaacs. 6 points for the Air Force. And for the Marine Corps, 7 points for Naomi Green. Air Force 3 for 14 from the floor, 21%. Meanwhile, Marines 8 for 17, they're shooting 47% from the floor. First quarter turnovers, 6 for the Marines, 5 for the Air Force. In terms of rebounds, Air Force has 8 and Marines have 14. In the paint, though, that's where the Marines hold the edge. 10 points to 4 in the paint for the Marines, and second chance points, 5-0. And off the bench, Marine Corps, 14 points off the bench. So the Marines relying on speed, the Marines relying on their board strength. And then Marines relying on good shots as well. 8 for 17 from the floor are the Marines. They hold an 18-13 lead as we get ready to start the second quarter. Ross is out, Sands is out, Johnson's out on the floor, St. Cier's out on the floor, and so is Clark. For the Marine Corps, you got Porter, you got Billups, Green, French, and McGowan. Marine Corps has the ball.
Come back! Come back!
Good zone right now by the Air Force. Working it to the left side. Far corner, three-point shot is up by Porter. It's no good. Rebound. Put back by Veronica French. 20-13 is the score. They lead by 7. Chelsea Johnson straight down the lane. Chelsea Johnson, 7-footer. Straight away, it's good. 20-15. Right side now. Over to Capri McGowan. Comes from Rockford, Illinois, does McGowan. Works in distribution management at Camp Lejeune. Left side now. Down low to Billups. Turnaround jumper, it's no good. And turnover. Air Force ball. Marine Corps has the full court press. French guarding Chelsea Johnson. Pass goes into Sans. She tries to get it down low to Madge Ross, and out of bounds it goes. Turnover Air Force, Marine Corps bring it back the other way. Corner, Brittany Porter. She can shoot the three. And so can Naomi Green. But Naomi Green puts up the three-baller and gets an air ball, goes out of bounds. So it's Air Force ball. Green will come out of the game. Zatoria Cook will go in the game for the Marines. Marines pressing. And a whistle away from the ball. 5 seconds. Unable to inbound the ball. Again, that's the pressure put on by the Marines. Air Force just unable to get it in. Turn it over. Marines ball goes into McGowan. She'll drive right smack into traffic. And I don't know if that was a jump ball or kick. It was a kick, so it goes over. Over to Air Force, still inbound. Pressure again by the Marine Corps. Full court press. St. Cyr has it. Cyr gets it up court to Sans. Sans, left elbow. Out on top to St. Cyr. Over to Johnson on the right side. She'll drive, left-handed. Little layup, nicely done. Soft little runner, if you will, by Chelsea Johnson. She played at Georgetown College, went to Three Rivers College over in Poplar Bluff, Missouri, which is where she calls home. Far left side, Brittany Porter, no good. Billups comes down with the rebound. She'll put it back up. Rolls around, no good. French has it. She's got the put back. She will sink it, and she will be fouled. So that foul is going to be on Madge Ross. That's going to be her first personal foul. Porter will come out of the game for the Marines. Alicia Crawford back into the game. And to the line goes Veronica French.
She called kick. As much as I wanted to say no.
And French puts it up, rolls off the rim. It's no good.
Mickey, where you going?
Rebound Clark comes back down the other way. Over to St. Cyr. Cyr will drive. Little pull-up jumper. No good. Fighting for the rebound. St. Cyr comes up with it but goes out of bounds. Marine Corps ball. Marines averaging 63.7 points per contest. Air Force averaging 62.7. So pretty close in that category between the two teams. Kick all the way out, left side. Crawford, three-point shot. It is good. Alicia Crawford, who played at SUNY Oneonta up in New York. Oneonta. Drive by Madge Ross. It's no good. Johnson comes away with the rebound. Out to Ross, out to Clark. Clark way out front now. She wants to give it up to Johnson so she can get back down where she belongs. Top of the key, Sans. Down to Clark. She'll turn and move to the hoop, in deep in the lane, and she is fouled. And that foul is going to be against Capri McGowan, sending Charmaine Clark to the line. Clark averages 17.5 points a game. She averaged 7.8 rebounds per game. She's out on that floor for 33 minutes per contest. Sinks on the first shot. Into the game right now comes Vanessa Davenport. And out of the game goes Adriana Billups. But Charmaine Clark sinks the second shot, and she really has been one of the keys to this Air Force team. Charmaine Clark had 25 points against this team when they played last. Pass outside, almost got away. French deep from the corner, three-point attempt, no good. Air ball, St. Cyr takes it. She'll bring it up the right side herself, over to Cava. And as she brings it up the court, she's charged with player control foul for St. Cyr. Number 1, St. Cyr in blue. St. Cyr picks up her first personal foul.
Texas, switch, go down, Ness, come on, B.
25-19, 6:10 remaining. Second quarter, Marines out in front by 6. Pass attempted to go down deep into Crawford. Knocked out of bounds. And they say it went off of Crawford. So Air Force ball, far end of the court. Madge Ross gives it over to Cinnamon Cava. Crosses the timeline. Drives on the right side. Has the ball knocked away that time by Cook. Ross, high on the left side, will dribble right, kicks it all the way to the corner. Sans, three-pointer, no good. Rebound, Clark. Back up by Clark, it's good. So Clark very much a key in this ball game. 25-21, Marines out in front by 4. And tie up just inside the arc.
Come on, Nikki.
That foul is going to be on Davenport. Non-shooting foul, so Marines will bring it in underneath their own basket. Excuse me, that was on number 22. That was on Madge Ross. Marine Corps ball.
Time out!
Inbound pass taken. Stolen that time by Sans. Left side. And a tie up, ball on the floor, whistle blows. Foul's going to be called against Crawford. Going to be Air Force ball underneath their own basket. Stephanie Isaacs will inbound. Tries to get it into Clark, but it's tipped away. There's a whistle. And that foul's going to go against Vanessa Davenport. Successive fouls now, almost by Davenport. You had one by Crawford in between. But Davenport picking up the foul. Out front by Isaacs now. Over to Cava. She'll drive against Crawford. Little runner, lays it up, and it's in. 25-23, two-point ball game, under 5 to play, second quarter. Here comes the Air Force now. Picking up momentum, Marine Corps ball. Gives to Crawford. And Crawford called with the player control as Courtney Sans goes sliding across the floor. Alicia Crawford picks up her second personal foul. Suarez back in the game for the Marines. Cava, ball screen, dribbles right. Tries to go behind her back in the lane. Not a good choice. She'll lose it. Marines come the other way. Dish off that time to Davenport. She tries to put it up and is fouled. That foul is going to go against Courtney Sans. That's going to send Davenport to the line. So Vanessa Davenport will head to the line. Coming into this game, she's 7 for 14 from the free throw line. 50% free throw shooters. 6 the first one.
Nessa, you don't come back. You go straight there.
And it's 26-23. Marines lead by 3. Davenport misses the second one, but Marines retain. Cook coming away with the rebound. Suarez, jump shot, no good. Rebound, Sans, Air Force. Gives it to Cava, who crosses the timeline. Right side over to Isaacs. Isaacs high on the right side. She's going to dribble right. Tries to get down low to Clark. Whistle blows. And that's going to be called again on Davenport. That's going to send Charmaine Clark to the line. Clark was the captain of the University of Miami women's basketball team when she was down there. She's a logistics readiness officer stationed at Robins Air Force Base. But grew up in Hinesville, Georgia, around the Army in Fort Stewart, Georgia. Sinks the second shot. 26-25, 1 point game, 3:50 remaining. Second quarter. Marines up by 1. Dish down low to Davenport. Kicks out to French. She'll drive. Back to the corner. And Davenport hits a 2-pointer just inside the arc. Far left corner, 28-25. French steals the inbound pass, converts it into the 2 for the layup, and it's 30-25. That's the pressure by the Marine Corps. Air Force having trouble breaking that pressure right now. Isaacs trapped in the backcourt, stolen by French. French will go up, and she's fouled from behind. Actually not fouled, but Courtney Sans blocks the shot, knocks it out of bounds. There's no foul on the play. Sans' block goes out of bounds. Marine Corps ball. And timeout called by the Marines. It'll be a 30-second timeout for the Marines. The pressure right now that the Marines are putting on the Air Force, just a little bit too much for the Air Force to bring the ball up the court. You saw Stephanie Isaacs get trapped that time. French took it away. She tried to go in for the shot, but credit Sans. She blocked it nicely from behind, did not get called for the foul, but did knock it out of bounds. So momentum off the last couple of attempts to bring it up the floor by the Air Force shifts very quickly over to the Marine Corps. Consolation round game here between two teams who are 1-5 in the double round robin format, which brings them into this consolation round with identical records. Marines ball. French gets it into Green. 3-point attempt by Green. It's up, no good. Rebound, Clark. Gets it down to Isaacs. Isaacs is going to drive on Green. She'll lay it up and is fouled in the act. So Isaacs will go to the line. And that foul is going to be on Mercedes Suarez. Thought it might be on Green, but it was on Suarez instead. Second foul for Mercedes Suarez. Isaacs to the line. Misses on the first shot. And into the game comes the 3-point shooter for the Marine Corps. That's Brittany Porter. And out of the game comes Naomi Green. .255 remaining, 30-25 is the score. Marines lead by 5. Isaac's second shot, in and out, no good. Cook will bring it down.
Hold up. Hey, this corner. No, come here. Don't worry about that. Texas.
Far corner to French. Back out on top. Over to Cook, left side. She'll drive. Puts a jumper up, off the glass, and it's in. Nice little bank shot by Zatoria Cook. Cava right side. Into Clark. Dribbles left. Puts it up. No good. Zielinski, she's got the turnaround layup. Kisses the glass drops it through for two, 32-27. 2:10 remaining here, second quarter. Marines lead by 5. Cook passes over to Suarez. Top of the key out to Davenport. Back to Cook. Attempted shot by Suarez. Blocked nicely by Zielinski. Out of bounds it goes. And into the game for the Marines comes Aisha Johnson. Out of the game, Mercedes Suarez. Marine ball. French inbounds. Out to Johnson. Out on top to Cook.
Shoot!
Over to French at the arc. She was facing the waning seconds of the shot clock. Put it up, it's no good.
Put pressure.
So as shot clock expires, it's Air Force basketball. Went out of bounds.
You got 3. Be long.
Comes into Clark, gives it over to Cava quickly. That's how you break that zone, or that press right there. Brings Jermaine Clark up the floor. Cava dribbles to the left side and goes down to the floor. And that foul is going to be on Cook. That's going to be her second personal foul. Thought for a second that Cava just plain and simply lost her footing. Which was not the case, though. She went down under contact. And Cava makes good on her first one. 32-28. Cava good on her second one as well. There's Porter, three-point shot, it's in. Right corner. Brittany Porter shoots 34% behind the arc, hits her 13th three-pointer of this tournament. Pressure Marine Corps. Air Force cannot inbound the ball. Comes all the way to the other side, knocked out of bounds that time by Isaacs. And full court press by the Marine Corps. Is challenging to the Air Force right now. Marines lead 35-29, thanks to that three-pointer, just the last possession by Brittany Porter.
We're going, inbound line. Just getting the ball. Look. Relax.
Marines inbound. Under a minute to go. 57 seconds. Zatoria Cook, high on the left side. She'll drive. Finds a seam, goes to the right. Fake, puts it up, no good. Clark comes away with it. Long pass down court. Stephanie Isaacs on the layup attempt is fouled by Brittany Porter. So Isaacs will step up to the free throw line. Third foul right there on Brittany Porter. Stephanie Isaacs hits the first shot. And Isaacs right now, 3 for 5 from the line today. 7 points. Second shot is up. 35-31, 42 seconds remaining. First half. Marines lead by 4. Left side, Cook. Back to French. She'll drive right side. Dumps it down low underneath. Nice finish by Aisha Johnson, 37-31. Credit French, she found Johnson underneath that time. And Johnson was ready for it. Drive by St. Cyr, left side. Hits the little jumper. Counted for 2, 37-33. Marines back down the other end. 5 seconds. Long shot that time, air ball. Out of bounds it goes by Zatoria Cook. And it'll be Air Force ball with 2.5 seconds remaining in the first half. So Air Force calls a timeout. with 2.5 seconds left. And the Marine Corps leading by the score of 37-33. And you got to believe that Air Force head coach Sherman Vernon is going to try to figure out how to break the press, get the ball up the court, and get it in for two, so they might go in the locker room at a 2-point disadvantage. Unable to do that, however, Marines right now lead 37-33. So can you break the press with 2.5 to go? Can you put it through the hoop with 2.5 to go? We shall see. But that's the challenge right now. That's what this timeout is all about here. But a good matchup between these two teams. We talked about game number one. Consolation game between the men, Air Force and Marines. Air Force using discipline and key plays right down towards the end of that one, staying in the game and giving themselves a chance to win, even though they trailed most of that game. But in the final 3 minutes of that contest, it belonged to the Air Force. They hit the key shots, and they came away by beating the Marine Corps men, and subsequently have taken 2 out of 3 from them in this tournament. So you can call it pride, you can call it bragging rights, you call it whatever you want, a consolation round or not. We're seeing the same thing here with the women. Long pass down to St. Cyr. Taken away by Davenport, and time expires. The end of the first half. And this first half comes to an end. Your score at the end of the first half, Marine Corps 37, Air Force 33. Look at the numbers, leading scores for the Marines. 7 points in the first half by Naomi Green. 6 points by Veronica French. 5 points by Alicia Crawford. Those are your leading scorers for the Marine Corps. And your leading scorers for the Air Force. 8 points in the first half by Stephanie Isaacs. 8 points as well by Charmaine Clark. 6 rebounds by Clark as well. And 6 points by Cinnamon Cavo. Once again, your halftime score, Marine Corps 37, Air Force 33. Quick look at the team numbers here after taking a look at the individual numbers. Marine Corps shooting 47% from the floor. They're 8 for 17 in the first half. Meanwhile, Air Force 3 for 14 from the floor. That's 21%. I was reading the first quarter stats, so forgive me for that. But in the first half, both quarters combined, 9 for 24 was the Air Force. They're shooting actually 38% from the floor, and the Marine Corps, 16 for 36, they're shooting 44% from the floor. Things have kind of evened up a little bit in the paint, 16 points in the paint for the Marines. Air Force 14 points, 12 points on turnovers for the Air Force, and 10 points on turnovers for the Marine Corps. 6 points on fast breaks by the Marines, 2 by the Air Force. Taking a look at the rebounding numbers, 22 rebounds in the first half by the Marines, 18 rebounds in the first half by the Air Force. So that's a look at the individual numbers, a look at the team numbers. One more thing about the 3 points. Marines, they're 3 for 13 behind the arc and 2 for 5 at the free throw line. So if they can continue to grab the rebounds, if they can continue to keep their field goal percentage up, they'll have a shot in the second half. Teams head to the locker room, score stands. Marines 37, women from the Air Force 33. We're going to take a timeout. We'll be back in roughly 7 minutes from now with the start of the second half in today's action. This is the 2019 Armed Forces Men's and Women's Basketball Championships. We're back right after this timeout.
might get it for as cheap as, probably as cheap as 30 or 40 bucks. But then, you pay your monthly. It's on your data plan, whatever plan you have.
So like, where do they? I'm not computer literate, but with those, like, where do they get the best
With the what?
reception? Like, how does that work?
What do you mean?
Cause in
Same
your
as your phone.
oh, okay,
All it does is provide you Wi-Fi access so that, like a tablet or something that doesn't maybe have a Wi-Fi, or even your phone, you can attach it to this thing. Let's say your phone was, let's just say let's say you're T-Mobile and this was a Verizon internet, and you were having bad reception. You could log in Wi-Fi wise to my Verizon thing, and then you can make phone calls and get something because you'd be running off of my Wi-Fi versus running off of the cell tower of T-Mobile. So
okay.
that's I
So
guess
it
essentially
wouldn't benefit you to get if you with T-Mobile. It wouldn't benefit you to get a T-Mobile one of those.
it may. I mean, depending on what building and what your bandwidth as far as the surrounding cell towers are. Like for example, I mean, more likely you use these things for like a laptop and you're doing a basketball game in like a gym with 8 courts. This one could probably handle about 2 or 3 courts depending on how far away you are from that one jetpack. Now, like for example, when I go, I take 2 of these with me and I'll pop them right there, right in between those 4 courts. And both computers will use the Wi-Fi signal off of that location.
Okay. Good job, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, red, full court. You know what that means? Don't be asking me if you're in a trap or something like that or some prep.
Welcome back to Mayport Fitness Center here in Naval Station Mayport in Jacksonville, Florida, as we get set for the start of the second half of today's game between the United States Air Force, United States Marine Corps Consolation game, and the women's division. Both teams coming into this game with 1-5 records. And the last 2 times they met, they split. First time they met, Air Force fell to the Marines 77 to 67. The second time they met, Air Force beat the Marine Corps 65 to 62. So 1 game apiece, consolation round or not. This one is for bragging rights, if you will.
Yes, sir. I'm tired of you talking.
The winner will have taken 2 out of 3 from their opponent.
You shouldn't have to do that.
So second half action underway, 37-33.
Relax, see what we got.
So Toria Cook
Hey, Calvin.
Down the
Back
court.
all the way out. Back all the way out. Calvin.
all the way over the left side to McGowan. Capri McGowan with the ball. Gives it to Veronica French. Alicia Crawford, 3-point shot, left corner, no good. And out of bounds it goes off of Veronica French's hands. She fought for the rebound against Charmaine Clark. Air Force will bring it back down the other way.
Yes, sir.
And an errant inbound pass.
You take the ball out. Hey, Calvin, you got to roll.
Air Force will turn it over. Couldn't get the pass in. Under no pressure, I might add. Or very little. So Marines inbound the ball. Crawford takes it into Cook. Over to Crawford. Ball screen nicely done by Davenport. Right side to Cook. Back out to Crawford. Look for the three. She'll drive the lane instead. Up off the glass. No good. A rebound. Hannah Tatum. Right side to Stephanie Isaacs. She'll dribble. Tries to get it into Davenport. Ball goes out of bounds.
That's what I'm talking about. We gotta work. Nice. Sub.
It'll be Air Force ball.
Come here.
Hannah Tatum to inbound. Hannah Tatum from Las Vegas, Nevada. She's a works with radio frequency transmission systems. When she's not on the hardwoods, for the Air Force. Playing in her first Armed Forces tournament. Cavas shot, left side, 12-footer, good. 2-point ball game, 37-35. Marines by 2. Cook brings it up. Cook on the right side, guarded by Cava. Back to the top, over to Crawford. She'll drive, gets around Tatum, goes up with a shot, no good. Clark playing big under the basket, gets the rebound. She'll dribble, over to Isaacs, right side. Clark gets underneath where she belongs. Isaac will run things from the right side, gets it into Clark. Almost tied up by Veronica French, but French instead is called for the foul. So Veronica French called for the foul with the Air Force, with the Marine Corps. Her third personal foul. Cava will dribble and we'll bring it back out. We'll give it up to Stephanie Isaacs. Isaacs down low to Clark. Jump shot Clark, no good. She comes in for the rebound. Ball goes out of bounds. Off the hands of Davenport. Air Force ball. They trail by 2, 37-35.
Hey, push her out.
1.5 minutes gone in the third quarter. Out of the game comes Davenport.
Oh,
And pass across the middle intended for Clark. Foul on the play. That's by Billups, who went into the game for Davenport.
what do they got?
And that'll be a timeout called on the floor by Air Force. With 7:30 to play in the third quarter, score stands. Air Force right now trailing the Marine Corps. Marines 37, Air Force 35. We've talked about our officials from the Big Sky Conference. Time to give our kudos right now to Mr. Steve Denote, Secretariat for the U.S. Armed Forces, and also the United States CISM Chief of Delegation, headed over to the World Military Games in October.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, come on.
For organizing this competition and ensuring that it takes place under the banners of the Armed Forces Sports Office. And he's got a big experience coming up ahead of him. And that is the Service Chief of Delegation for the United States team. Over 300 servicemen and women representing this country in the World Military Games in October. Nice little putback that time by Charmaine Clark, who gets fouled after putting it back. That foul is going to go against Billups.
Who's that foul on?
12.
Billups picks up another foul here in the half since coming in for Davenport. Game is tied up at 37 apiece. Clark's free throw, it's good. And the Air Force takes the lead for the first time in this game, 38-37. Cook Right side, drives around Clark. Clark blocks from behind, but Clark called for the foul. Give me a shooting foul. That one, you could see Clark grabbing her hand. So I don't know if she bent her thumb back one way or the other. Hard to say. She'll go over and get it 10-2 real quick. As to the line, Satoria Cook goes. Shooting 2. The first shot is up. Rims in and out. No good. And Cook back up for another attempt. 59% free throw through shooter. And she makes good on the second one. It's a tie ball game, 38-38, 7 minutes remaining, third quarter. Cava down to Isaacs. Isaacs drives, pulls up at the free throw line and kicks it back out to Cava. 15 seconds on the shot clock. Cava guarded by Green. Drives right side. Little running layup off the glass, no good. Whistle on the play. And it's going to be player control. That one's called against Cava. Cinnamon Cava, player control foul.
Hey, hey, hey.
Second personal foul on Cava.
Double choo-choo.
38-38, 6:30 remaining, third quarter. Cook, Green, she drives, dishes out. French from the free throw line, no good, rebound, Isaacs. Over to Zielinski, crosses the timeline, back to Cava. She's between the circles, she'll run the O. Dribbles to the left side, behind the arc. Guarded that time by Cook. Kicks it back out to Tatum. Right side, Isaacs looking for the three, but she was too far out. Instead, she gives it off left side to Clark. Bodies fly, player control. Charmaine Clark, credit Alicia Crawford. She held her ground. Clark pulled into her and gets called for the player control. So Clark picks up her second personal foul. She's got 11 points to Charmaine Clark. They can't afford to lose her. She had 25 the last time these two teams played each other. Crawford, right side, fakes left, goes right, gives off to French, back to Crawford. Behind the arc, out to Green, she'll drive, back rim, no good, rebound, Charmaine Clark. Clark rips it off, she'll run it up, but gives it to Cava instead. Cava ahead to Isaacs. Three-pointer by Isaacs, right side. I mean, she was in the first row of the bleachers. Shot no good, rebound Marines. Other way, Green, blocked by Clark. And she fights for the loose ball and comes up with it. Kicks it out the left side to Cava. Cava will come up. Over to Zielinski. Shot by Zielinski, no good. She'll go for her own rebound, as well Crawford, and Zielinski called for the foul. Zielinski picks up her third personal foul. Brittany Porter into the game. St. Cyr into the game. Porter for the Marines, St. Cyr for the Air Force. Isaacs out of the game.
Whiskey.
Crawford out of the game for the Marines.
Whiskey, go back.
Under 5 to go, third quarter. Tie ball game, 38-38. Cross court to Green, guarded by St. Cyr. And she's called with traveling. Thought there might have been a foul possibly on Cyr. No foul called. Green turns it over. Called for traveling. Pressure by the Marines. Cava will bring it up, 38 apiece. That's the score. Hannah Tatum off the glass. Hannah Tatum in for two. Soft little 7-footer on the turnaround shot. Air Force leads 40-38. French kicks it out. Porter, three-pointer, no good. Rebound, Green. She'll put it up. It'll roll around. It'll drop through. Excuse me. That was Cook, I think, on the play. It was. Cook credit for the two. 40 to 40. Tatum rebound. Tatum up. No good. Whistle on the play. So that foul is going to be on Veronica French. That's her 4th personal foul on Veronica French. And to the line, Hannah Tatum. Tatum played at Southeastern Community College. She also played at Oklahoma Panhandle State. Makes the first, makes the second, 42-40. Right side that time by Cook. Kicks it out. Suarez, free throw line, no good. Rebound, Clark. Cava gets it ahead to Tatum. 3-on-2. Tatum straight away towards the hoop. Tatum lays it in. Hannah Tatum gives her team a 4-point lead, 44 to 40. 3:22 remaining, 3rd quarter. Brittany Porter with the ball, between the circles. Gives it up to Billups, 3-point shot, no good. Rebound, Clark. Kicks it ahead to St. Cyr, dumps it off to Tatum. Off the glass, Tatum scores again. Hannah Tatum making the shots when they need them. Gives Air Force a 46 to 40 lead. And timeout is called as momentum starts to shift to the women in blue. So it's going to be a full timeout. And you talk about momentum shifts. Air Force starting to pick things up behind Hannah Tatum. Hannah Tatum playing big underneath on one end, and then Charmaine Clark playing big underneath on the other end. Clark's got 11 points. She's got 12 rebounds. And then taking a look at Tatum's numbers, Tatum's got 8 points. She's got 4 rebounds herself. Also with 8 points, Stephanie Isaacs and Cinnamon Cava. So well-rounded play right now for the Air Force. They are sharing the responsibility. They are sharing the distribution of wealth and holding each other really in good stead out there on the court, playing as a team. So Brittany Porter in the game. Cook is in the game. Green's in the game. Suarez and Johnson for the Air Force. 3-point shot by Porter. Air ball. Out of bounds. Air Force ball. Courtney Sanz trying to throw it in. Gets it in barely to St. Cyr. Marine Corps presses on. Ahead to Cava. Cava will dribble left side. Cava will bring it back out again. Down to Clark. She'll turn around near the free throw line. Dribble left side. Blocked that time, but foul on the play. That foul is going to be against Aisha Johnson. Shooting foul is going to send Charmaine Clark to the line.
Let's go, White.
And I'm not for sure anybody has been more important to their team than Clark has been to this Air Force women's team. That's all teams in consideration here. She has simply played huge for the Air Force women. And she makes good on the second shot. It's an 8-point lead, 48 to 40.
Hey, let's go. What we just drew. Let's go, Texas.
Drive that time by Green. She'll try to dish off to Johnson underneath.
15.
And a whistle on the play. Foul's going to go against. Not for sure who that foul's going to go against. The last foul. Who was that foul against?
I wasn't foul.
No foul. No foul on the play.
Shot clock.
Shot clock violation. Correction, I should say. Heard number 15, could not find it on my scorecard, and thought, okay, got it. Put 15 on the shot clock, they say. Johnson drives the right side. Isaac Johnson lays it in. 6-point difference, 2 minutes left. Third quarter. Air Force leads by 6. Courtney Sands out front over to St. Sierra. She'll drive straight down the lane, lays up a little runner. It's no good. Suarez comes away with it, kicks it out to Green. Green will drive, stops at the free throw line, starts again. Blocked that time by Tatum or Sands. And no foul called on the play. So Marine Corps ball. Marines are looking for their highest finish since 2011. That was since back at Camp Pendleton. And a win here by the Marines. Consolation game or not would give them their highest finish. Drive down the lane, nicely done that time by Naomi Green. They're within 4, 48 to 44. 1:25 remaining, third quarter. I said the highest finish for the Marines since 2011. Well, the Air Force hasn't medaled since 2014. That also was back at Camp Pendleton. Turnover Air Force. Down the court for the Marines. And a tie-up. Jump ball. McGowan coming down, getting tied up very quickly with St. Sierra. Possession arrow. Going to be in favor of Marines. Off the foot, back court it goes. And the officials are going to talk about this one. Officials are going to talk about this one. Off her foot, they say. Back court it goes. Turnover Marines. It'll be Air Force ball. Sands inbounds it. Gets it into Crawford. Out to Cava. 50 seconds remaining, third quarter. Sands right side. She's going to drive on Porter. Kicks it back out to St. Sierra. Down to Tatum. Shots up, no good. Whistle on the play.
Let's go, Sadies.
And a foul that time against Charmaine Clark. That's the third personal foul for Clark. It's going to send Mercedes Suarez to the line. And she'll miss that first opportunity. Talk about Jeff Johnson, the Marine Corps women's coach. He's done a superb job, not just with relating to his team, but back in 2016, Alicia Crawford was the tallest player on the team. But credit the Marine Corps coach, whistle now on the second shot, which is no good, and a foul on that play. Grabbing onto the pants, that's going to go against Isaacs. Make that Sands. Courtney Sands, not Isaacs. To the line goes Johnson. But talking about Marine Corps coach Jeff Gibson and Elijah Crawford formerly being the tallest player on this squad at 5'8", the Marines have increased their height tremendously and playing better as a team. Second shot was missed. Air Force ball. Right side, Sands. Down low to Clark. Outside. She'll dish down low to Cavan. Cavan comes in. Spotted nicely by Clark. She points to her coming back down the floor. Well done on the feed pass. And nice finish that time by Cava. 6 seconds left. Left side, Green. Kicks out the Porter. She puts up the 3-point. It's no good. Excuse me, that was Johnson. And the buzzer sounds to end the third quarter of play. So at the end of the third quarter, the score now stands Air Force 50, Marine Corps 44. Air Force making good on its plays. And Marine Corps struggling a little bit in and around the hoop right now. Marines right now in the third quarter, Marines shot 3 for 17, just 17%. They were 0 for 3 behind the arc, and they were 1 for 6 from the free throw line. That was in the third quarter. The figure's not much higher for the entire game for the Marines. 36% from the floor, 3 for 16 from behind the arc, and 3 for 11 at the free throw line. Conversely, and you talk about differences in this game, Air Force women free throws 20 for 23 in this game, 8 for 10 in the 7 for 8 in the first quarter, 8 for 10 in the second quarter, 5 for 5 in the third quarter, 20 for 23. Give me no more stats than that, and I will tell you that in a 50-44 ball game, the free throws by the Air Force has made all the difference in the world as they lead by 6. So ready to start the fourth quarter. I'm going to look for the Marines to press the Air Force, who struggled a little bit, trying to break that press.
Oh, yeah, come on, let's go.
18 turnovers by the by the Air Force as a result of that press to a large extent. Cava on the drive. Cava with a little runner, the layup. It's nice. No glass involved, slips it over the left side, and comes away with 2, 52-44. Green, 3-point shot from the corner, up, no good, rebound, Clark. Shots not falling for the Marine Corps. St. Cyr, left side. Cava, she's feeling it. Launches an air ball instead. Marines ball. 52-44, 9:13 remaining in this ball game. Cook will bring it across the timeline. Over to Green. She'll drive right side all the way to the basket. No good. Rebound Marines. Aisha Johnson tries to get it back, but is fouled. That's going to be Hannah Tatum on the foul. So Hannah Tatum playing big last quarter. She picks up her second personal foul, sends Isaac Johnson to the line. Missed the first time, made the second one. 52-45, 7-point difference. Cava, guarded by Cook, all the way to the left side, down to Charmaine Clark, out to Courtney Sanz, 3-point attempt, air ball, taken by Cook, back up the right side, long pass. Crawford tries to save it, she does. Jumps ahead of it, throws it back, it goes off of St. Cyr, so it's Marine Corps' ball. Great hustle that time by Alicia Crawford. Shot goes up by Green, back rim, no good, rebound, who else? Clark. Clark feels her oats, is coming down the court, will take it all away, coast to coast, puts it up, and she's fouled. Last thing in the world you probably want Charmaine Clark to do is to rip it off the board and then go coast to coast. But nonetheless, that's what she did. She got fouled. And she'll step up to the line to shoot 2. That foul was going to be on Alicia Crawford, by the way. Picks up her third foul. 53-45 is the score. Shot good by Clark. She's 9 for 9 today from the free throw line, is Charmaine Clark. Normally you don't see big players go to the line and hit that well. She's very soft at that free throw line. Very nice. Left side out to Naomi Green. Naomi Green will dribble to inside the key. Out to Aisha Johnson. She drives baseline, lays it up. It's good. 54-47. 7-point difference. 7:45 remaining in the ball game.
Help, Nikki, help! Stay right there.
Coming up after this, it's Army-Navy men for the gold medal.
Help, Nikki!
Down low to Clark. She tries to get it down low to Hannah.
Look, Tori, look.
Can't get it there. They turned it over. Back the other way. Right side by Cook. She'll drive. Out it goes to Johnson. She takes a shot. No good. Rebound Clark. She comes up with her 16th rebound of the game.
Pressure, pressure, Tori, don't back up.
Right side. St. Cyr. Back to Sons. Down low to Tatum. Back out to Sons. She's looking for the three-pointer. Guarded by Crawford. She'll drive instead. Pulls up at the free throw line and sinks the jump shot. Nicely done by Courtney Sons. Up by 9. 6:45 remaining in the game. Green on the right side. And she turns it over. Nicely done by Hannah Tatum on the steal. Back down the other side. St. Cyr puts it up. It's no good. Here comes Cook. She'll run the other way. 1 on 4. Right side out to Green. 3-point shot. No good. Johnson fighting for it with Clark. Clark comes away with it.
She's spinning.
Cinnamon Cava gives it off to St. Cyr, and timeout is called by the Air Force. So with 6:08 remaining in this ball game, timeout by the Air Force. Score stands. Air Force 56, Marine Corps 47. Coming up, 20 minutes after the conclusion of this game right here, this consolation game, will be the men's gold medal game. That's going to be between Army and Navy, and then our final game of the day coming up 20 minutes at the conclusion of the Army-Navy men's game. It'll be gold medal match, gold medal game between Army-Navy women. So a lot of basketball still ahead here. In the 2019 Armed Forces Men's and Women's Basketball Championships. Our live and complete stats are brought to you by StatVA. Keeping the record straight, that's what they do. StatVA provides stats for football, basketball, baseball, softball, and volleyball. Contact StatVA for all of your statistical needs. You can also stay up with the stats at www.armedforcesports.com, as well as check out the photos and the live stream coverage of this year's championship.
Pressure.
Drive on the right side, kick out to Zielinski. She'll drive across court, top of the lane, gets called for carrying. Turnover Air Force. Air Force turned the ball over 19 times in this game. And yet they lead. Incredible. Drive down left side, Green. Pass stolen that time by Sons. She'll bring it down. Gives to St. Cyr. St. Cyr will give it back to Sons, high on the right side. 5:20 remaining. To Zielinski to Cava. Down to Sons. 6 seconds left on the shot clock. Sons will drive. Shot attempt is blocked.
No, keep it.
Crawford will come down the right side.
Go, go. She gotta go. Give her
Back to Green. It's a ball screen. Goes left side. Tries to go up with a shot. Either Tatum or Zielinski blocked it, one of the two. Instead, there's a foul. That's going to be a foul on Hannah Tatum from the Air Force. Be Tatum's third personal foul. Will send Green to the line. And she'll miss that first shot. Free throws have really been the difference in this one. 4 for 14 are the Marines, and 22 for 25 is the Air Force. Enough said about the stats in this game. That one tells the story. Second shot by Green, it's good. 56-48.
Jay, back up. Jay, back up. Help, help.
Charmaine
help,
Clark
help.
bringing the ball down. Maybe not your first preference for Air Force, but she gives off to Cava. Cava gives off to St. Sierra. Jump shot, free throw line, front rim, no good. Out of bounds it goes, off of Clark. Marine Corps ball.
Let's go. Nate, go. They tired. Go. 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 Look, give her a peek. Look.
Green, she'll dribble down in the key. Gives it off to Crawford. 3-point shot by Crawford. It's good, and it's a 5-point ball game. 56-51. Air Force by 5. Dribble. Pass over to Tatum. Soft jumper. It's good. Count it. Tatum just hits the timely shot when the timely shot is needed. Veronica French, she'll drive the lane, tries to kick it off to Aisha Johnson down low. Back out to Crawford, 3-point shot, and Crawford hits the 3-point shot. 58-54, it's a 4-point ball game. Marines gonna press, full court press right now.
Oh, yeah. Get up, Green.
They get it across the timeline. Cava's got it. Good screen by Tatum. Back to Tatum. She'll look down low to Clark. Clark, reverse layup. It's good. Credit Tatum on the assist, though. Nice job by Hannah Tatum to find Charmaine Clark down low. And good finish by Clark. Right side by Cook. Out to Naomi Green. 3-point line has not been Green's friend today. It has been Crawford's friend. Instead, she'll drive the left side while Crawford gets it over to the right side to French. Back out to Crawford. Crawford lays it up underneath the basket, and it's good. 60-56, 2:51 to play. Marines call a timeout. And how about Alicia Crawford, the 5'8" guard from Oxford, New York, who played her college ball at SUNY Oneonta. Averaged 17 points a game there. She's averaging 8.8 a game here in this tournament. And Alicia Crawford, by the way, has 13 points in this game, none bigger than the last 2 threes and that little layup under the basket right there to pull the Marines within 4. 60-56. Air Force leading with 2:51 to play. Alicia Crawford, been in the Marine Corps for 5 years. She's an airframes mechanic, just like this announcer was when he was in the Marine Corps many years ago. We called ourselves tin benders at the time. Popped rivets, pulled panels, took care of the airframes of our aircraft, and got our pilots and our planes back in the air just as soon as we could.
Hey, come on. Hey, get back, Jay. Hey, you got it, Green.
So this announcer shares a little bit of background with number 4 out on the court for the Marines as Air Force inbounds the ball. Down the court it comes. Cava, she'll drive, guarded by Crawford. She'll pull up and hits the 9-footer. Whoa, nice play by Cava. Good if it goes, and it went. 62-56, 2:32 to play. Drive by McGowan. Kicks it out to French. French will drive. Spins. Back to McGowan. Three-point shot. Top of the key. No good. A rebound. Johnson. Marines maintain control. Back out to McGowan. She puts up a shot. It's no good. She's fouled. Jumper. Free throw line extended. She's knocked down to the ground. The foul that time is going to be on Hannah Tatum. Hannah Tatum will pick up her third personal foul. And to the line goes Capri McGowan. Makes good on the first shot. McGowan, good at the line on her first free throw attempt today. Basket here would bring the Marines within 4. In and out it goes. Rebound, who else? Charmaine Clark. St. Cyr with the ball for the Air Force. 2 minutes to play in this ball game.
Trap.
Low to Clark.
Yes,
She
sir.
wants to kick it out to Cava. Cava was cutting towards the hoop. Clark didn't see her cut, throws it away instead. Turnover Air Force, and with 1:54 to play, trailing by 5, the Marines will bring it up court.
White three. Come up in here. Come up forward, Andy. Go. You gotta hit her, God dang it.
McGowan on the right side. To the corner to Green. Green will bring it back out, high on the right side. She'll drive across the lane and foul as she heads across the lane. That foul is going to be on Cava.
32.
Cava has 3 fouls. Marines inbound the ball. Naomi Green with it right in front of us. 1:30 to play. She'll head towards the hoop, right side, across the lane. And a foul called on the play. Foul called against Aisha Johnson of the Marine Corps. So Marines will turn it over with 1:28 to play. Crawford steals the inbound pass by Sanz. Drive towards the hoop by Green. She'll pull out. Gives it up to McGowan. 3-point shot by McGowan. No good. Cava comes away with the rebound. And timeout is called on the floor. With 1:11 remaining in this ball game, score stands Air Force 62, Marine Corps women 57. Marines have had their chances, no two ways about that. McGowan on the 3-point shot, unable to sink that. Credit Alicia Crawford, though. A couple of timely threes and a reverse layup have given the Marines an opportunity to do some good things in the final 1 minute and 11 seconds, if they do so.
He's out of timeouts, right? 1-1.
They could get this thing to turn in their favor. If they don't, Air Force
Call that timeout.
will pick up a victory.
Is that 30?
Pressure. You got pressure. Go.
Cava with the ball.
Extension.
Left side, St. Cyr.
Extension.
1 minute remaining in this ball game, and player control foul. That's going to be on Cinnamon Cava. That's going to be her 4th personal foul. Player control, more important than that, it gives the ball back to the Marines. They trail by 5. 1 minute remaining in this ball game. 59.5 seconds exactly.
Go. What'd I say?
Here comes Green. She'll go the right side. She'll go all the way to the hoop. Underhanded layup, no good. Rebound. Put back up and good by Veronica French. Timeout called by the Marine Corps. 62-59. That one took basically 9 seconds to play. And now they trail by 3. Not sure who that last foul was on.
32.
That foul was on Cava, by the way. She's got 4 personal fouls. Into the game comes Satoria Cook. Talking to his charges right now, Marine Corps head coach Jeff Gibson. And you want good competition, you got it. Anytime these services pull against each other like they're doing here today, consolation round or not, you've got just good basketball. We saw that in game 1 when the Air Force beat the Marine Corps men. Went all the way down to the wire in that one, and this one in a like-type manner, 62-59. Air Force up by 3, 50.9 seconds remaining. Air Force to inbound the ball. Comes into Tatum, double team, back to Sands, ahead to St. Cyr. Presses on, down court to Johnson. Back out to Sands, they're gonna eat clock as much as they can. And she's tied up, foul on the play by Veronica French.
That's 5.
No, she's got 5.
5, coach.
5 personal fouls on Veronica French. She will come out of the game.
No.
Into the game right now comes Brittany Porter. As Veronica French comes out,
Double denial.
graduate of the Naval Academy.
P, come off the ball.
Foul out with 5.
Come off the ball. Watch this side. Watch this side. Watch this side. Yeah.
And pass knocked away on the inbound pass, that time by Zatoria Cook. 35.9 seconds remaining in this game. Air Force trying to inbound the ball. Their half of the court, four side.
P, go down here. P, go down here.
Gets it in right now to St. Cyr. Cyr will drive towards the hoop. She'll pull it back out again. Guarded right now by Green. Naomi Green guarding Jessica St. Cyr. 20 seconds left in this game. 6-second difference on the shot clock and the game clock. She'll dribble right side. Turnover. 10 seconds left. Here come the Marines. Ahead to Porter. Porter with the three-point shot. It's up. It's no good. And she's fouled. Foul by Chelsea Johnson on Brittany Porter on the three-point attempt. And Porter will shoot 3. Brittany Porter, the admin specialist from Camp Lejeune, steps up to the line with 3.5 seconds to go and a 3-point difference in this ballgame. She hits the first shot. Porter is a 67% free throw shooter. 2-point game, 62-60. Porter's second shot, she hits that as well. 3.5 seconds remaining. Porter playing in her first Armed Forces basketball tournament on the All-Marine team. Has what might be the shot of the tournament right in front of her right now. Her third free throw shot. It's up. It's good. It's tied, 62-62 with 3.5 seconds remaining. Brittany Porter fouled on the three-point attempt, steps up and makes 3 straight free throws to tie this game up. 3.5 seconds to go. Tip of the hat, if you will, to Brittany Porter. Talk about pressure shots. Porter stepped up and hit all 3. Take a deep breath, folks, because this one's not over yet.
Where's the ball gonna be at? Where's the ball gonna be at?
So 3.5 seconds to go. The timeout is on the floor.
Dancing the ball. Oh.
Timeout, it was called on the floor by the Air Force. And it'll be their ball with 3.5 seconds to go. Again, I've said this in this live stream, that consolation or not, you can just push all that to the side, because what you're playing for right now is the pride of the service, the pride of the Marines versus the pride of the Air Force. and win, lose, or draw by either team. It's all been on display here today at Mayport Fitness Center, here at Naval Station Mayport in Jacksonville, Florida. And this is just a prelude to the 2 games to come, which will be the gold medal games between Army, Navy, men coming up next. And after that, Army, Navy, women for the gold medal. Right side now, far side, Courtney Sanz. She'll inbound it. Into St. Cyr, back to Sanz, she shoots, it's up, it rattles in and out, no good, a rebound, Green, and we are headed to overtime. 62-62 at the end of regulation time. Sanz had the long-range shot, did not drop, and Green was there for the rebound in the final 3.5 seconds to send this one to overtime. So they'll put 5 on the clock, and for all intents and purposes, it's a brand new basketball game. Vanessa Davenport will check back in the overtime period. As talking to his charges down on the Air Force side, that's head coach Sherman Vernon. And Jeff Gibson talking to his charges for the Marines. Taking a look at the numbers. Wow, regulation time. From the free throw line, Air Force 22 for 25, 88% from the free throw line, and 9 for 20 are the Marines, 45% from the free throw line. But behind the arc, it hadn't been Air Force's day. 0 for 5 behind the arc all day long, 5 for 21 are the Marines. And 3-point shots, 3 today by Alicia Crawford. She's 3 for 5. And none bigger than the last 2 in the final minutes. So here we go, overtime. Marine Corps women, Air Force women, 62-62. Marines control the tip. Comes over the right side, down the corner. Back out to McGowan, 3-point shot, up, no good, a rebound Clark. Charmaine Clark picks up her 19th rebound of this ball game. She's got 17 points to go along with it, Courtney Sanz. She's got it on the far right side, gets it to Clark, she wants to come across the lane. Blocked nicely that time, rebound Tatum, she'll put it up, no good. Fighting for the rebound is Clark, and it's gonna be a jump ball. Good hustle that time by Brittany Porter, who ties up Charmaine Clark, jump ball, and the possession arrow is gonna go to Air Force. Davenport will come out of the ball game for the Marines. Comes into Sanz, high on the left side. Jessica St. Cyr down on the left corner. Back out to Cava, top of the key between circles. She'll dribble right. Goes down low, Tatum capes it, misses on the shot and is fouled. Foul's gonna go against Brittany Porter. She'll pick up her 4th personal foul, Brittany Porter will. And that will send Hannah Tatum to the line, who hits the first shot. She's now 3 for 3 on the line. And Air Force just continues to keep it going at the free throw line. 23 for 26, 24 for 27 at the free throw line. They go up by 2, thanks to the 2 free throws by Hannah Tatum. Cook over to Green. Green holding it on the right side. Comes back to the left, over to Cook. Into Crawford now. High post, jumper near the free throw line. It's up, no good. Crawford comes over, tries to save it, gets it back in, goes into the hands of St. Cyr, who gets it up to Cava. 64-62, Air Force leads by 2. They have the ball. Cava out in front. Over to the left side now to Sanz. Sanz dribbles right, goes to St. Cyr. St. Cyr comes back to the left, goes into the lane, puts up a runner, no good, foul.
Hey, you got to switch that.
And that foul is going to be on Aisha Johnson, her third personal foul, the 5'9" center out of Killeen, Texas.
Hey, let her know you got to switch that.
Graduated from Jack Britt High School
She
there.
was able to go downhill.
And St. Cyr on the line hits the first shot, 65-62. Jessica St. Cyr played at Baton Rouge Community College and went to Broadmoor High School back in New Orleans.
Go, Tori.
Good on the second one, 66-62. Long shot, right side, three-pointer, no good. Rebound, Crawford, it goes up. Green thought she had the range, she didn't. Crawford thought she had the range, she didn't. Air Force comes away with it. 3 minutes remaining in overtime. Air Force leading by 4, 66-62. Hard-fought women's basketball game here. Drive, shot, Cava, no good. Rebound that time, McGowan. Gives it to Green, she'll run. Gets a screen by Crawford, comes to the right side. Three-point shot by Green, no good. Johnson comes away with the rebound. They'll reset. Crawford at the top of the key. Bounces over to the right side to Cook. She'll drive. Tries to get it off to Johnson. And Johnson can't get a handle on it when she goes to get it back out of the hands of the Air Force. She fouls. So they'll come back down to the other end. To the line goes Jessica St. Cyr. She works in physical therapy at the Air Force Academy. And it rims 360, 2 times around the rim, drops through. First shot's good, 67-62, 2:32 to play. Air Force ahead by 5. Second shot by St. Cyr, it's also good. Sierra played on the 2016 All-Armed Forces team. She just showed you why. Drive the right side. Spin in the lane. Dump down low. Shots up by Johnson, no good. Sanz tracks it down for the Air Force. Gets it ahead to Tatum. Getting back quickly is Cook. Tatum will hold it up. Gives to Sanz. Gives to Cava. And Cava's tied up. Jump ball. Jump ball. Possession arrow Marine Corps. Good hustle that time by Zatoria Cook. And it's going to be Marine Corps ball. 1:54 to play in overtime. They're down by 6.
Come on, let's go. Give her one. Come give her one. Crawford this side.
Cook brings it in. Crawford will drive down the lane, puts up a runner. It's good. 68-64. Full court pressure by the Marines. St. Cyr will break the press. Gets it across the timeline. Cava's there to take the pass. Guarded by Cook. Pass deflected. Comes the Marines. 3-on-1. Right side. Three-point shot by Porter. It's good. Brittany Porter from the far right corner makes it a 1-point ball game. 68-67. 1:10 to play. Sanz out front. Sanz trying to get it down to Clark. She does so. Clark down along the baseline, guarded by Johnson. She'll drive baseline, shots up, no good. Foul on the play. And the foul is going to be against Aisha Johnson, her 5th personal foul. Johnson fouls out of the game. But what an effort she put up against Charmaine Clark. Charmaine Clark, 21 rebounds, 17 points. She's 9 for 9 from the free throw line. She's gone to the free throw line again, with her team leading by 1 with 53.6 seconds to play in the game. Charlene Clark, our logistics readiness officer at Robins Air Force Base, puts it up, no good. And she looked a little winded, but I would be too if you had been out there and played as long and as hard as Clark has. She averages 33 minutes a ball game. Here we are in overtime, and I don't recall her sitting down in this ball game here. She makes good on the next shot, though. 10 for 11 today from the free throw line. That's been the story for the Air Force. Three-point shot again by Porter on the right side. It's no good. Rebound Air Force. And a whistle down along the baseline. That's going to be on Veronica. That's going to be on Billups of the Marine Corps. So they'll walk back down the other side. Brittany Porter, who hit the big three on the previous possession, went for the three there, did not get it. And a foul on the ensuing rebound attempt. Sends Tatum to the line, who sinks her first shot. She's 5 for 5 from the free throw line. Wow. She's now 6 for 6, and it's a 4-point ball game, 2-possession game with 43.2 seconds remaining. Air Force out in front of the Marine Corps. Timeout called on the floor by the Marines. Doable, yes. Why do I say it's doable? Well, number one, I think the Marines have been pressing nicely, and Air Force has struggled to get the ball up the court. Number two, timely shots by Crawford, which we've seen, and a timely three-pointer by Porter, which we've seen. Means once you've seen that one time, you can see that again. Can they do it? Well, yeah, that's what we're talking about. Will they do it? That remains to be seen. 43.2 seconds to go in this overtime period, 71-67. Air Force in front of the Marines. Coming up 20 minutes at the conclusion of this game right here. Gold medal game. It's Army-Navy time. Men's basketball for the gold medal here in the 2019 Armed Forces Men's and Women's Basketball Championships. This one here, well, they say it's for the consolation prize. And that is to know that you beat your opponent 2 out of 3 times in the course of this 7-day tournament. Crawford will take it in. Gets it into Cook. Back to Alicia Crawford. Right corner, pushed out of bounds by Tatum. Crawford will inbound it again. She does so to Cook, left side, Porter. 3-point shot by Porter, up, no good. Rebound underneath, up it goes, no good there. That attempt was by Billups, and a foul on the play. They will walk back down the other end.
12, okay. 12, right? 12, right? 12, right? There we go.
And that's going to be a foul against Adriana Billups. Who else at the line? Hannah Tatum. It's up, it's good. Hannah Tatum today at the free throw line, 7 for 7. 4 for 4 is Cinnamon Cava. 4 for 4 is Jessica St. Cyr. 10 for 11 at the free throw line is Clark. Now Tatum is 8 for 8. 73-67, 24 seconds. 3-point shot by Crawford. It's up, no good. Foul on the play. And that's going to go against Courtney Sands. Her third personal foul will send Alicia Crawford to the line.
Come here, you two.
21.6 seconds remaining. 6-point lead by the Air Force. Crawford will shoot. She's good with her first shot.
That's a tech.
And coach has just left the bench area, so he's called back in. That's what that was about. No penalty on the play. Just a stern warning. Alicia Crawford. Second shot. Soft shot, falls through. So fouled the three-point attempt. She needs this one, and she's got it. 73-70. A steal and a three-pointer could tie this up. One possession game. Inbound to Clark, and fouled immediately. They'll walk back down the other end. That foul's going to go against Victoria Cook, and they're going to send Clark to the line. Charmaine Clark, who's 10 for 11 from the free throw line, total of 18 points today.
Hey, you gotta go quick. You don't have time to just go.
And we have not seen the all-tournament selections, but I will tell you this. This woman has earned a very, very strong look at the selections process. As she sinks that free throw, 11 for 12. It's now a two-possession game with 20.6 seconds remaining. And she sinks the next shot. Wow. What a day she has had. Marines, far side. Cook with the ball, 10 seconds remaining. Shot by Green, two-point shot. St. Sierra's going to track it down for the rebound. Fouled immediately. Foul going against Naomi Green. Two shots by Jessica St. Sierra, the 5'9" guard out of New Orleans, Louisiana. Misses on the first attempt. She's now 4 for 5 at the free throw line. We'll take a quick look at those numbers, and you will see clearly that that free throw line difference has been what has determined this game. Inbound pass, 4 seconds to go. Three-point shot goes up, no good, and there is your buzzer. Your final score, United States Air Force 76, Marine Corps 70. Quick look at the numbers for the Air Force today. Charmaine Clark, double, 20 points, 21 rebounds. Charmaine Clark leading the way for the Air Force today. 16 points by Hannah Tatum. 8 for 8 from the line was Tatum. Clark, 12 for 13 from the line. 14 points on the day by Cinnamon Cava. Cava, 4 for 4 from the line. Those are your double-figure scores today for the Air Force. For the Marine Corps, leading the way today for the Marines, 18 points on the day by Alicia Crawford, 3 for 5 behind the arc. 10 points for the Marines by Naomi Green. Once again, your final score. United States Air Force 76, United States Marine Corps 70. There's a look at the individual numbers. Quickly taking a look at the team totals today. The big blinking stat in this game, Air Force free throw line, 36 for 41 from the free throw line, 88%. 36 for 41 at the free throw line by the Air Force today. They did not hit a three-point shot all day long. They only took 5. They shot 39% from the floor, 0 for 5, as I say, behind the arc. Meanwhile, Marines, they shot 33% from the floor, 6 for 28 behind the arc. They were 12 for 23 from the free throw line. In a 6-point ball game in which your opponent scores 36 from the free throw line, and you only score 12 out of 23, 52%, it's tough to say that the ball maybe should have gone your way. Credit the Air Force. They got there. They earned it. They got the bragging rights as they win this consolation round game. 76-70 over the Marine Corps. Coming up, it's the gold medal match, Army-Navy men. For the gold medal, and the championship trophy here in the 2018 Armed Forces Men's and Women's Basketball Championships. We're going to take a timeout here. We'll come back in about 15 minutes from now. We'll be ready for the tip-off in the Army-Navy men's game. This is the 2019 Armed Forces Men's and Women's Basketball Championships. We'll be back after this timeout.